Today is day 14 of 30 Deans 30 Days, and today we're volunteering at the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, JDRF. We're sitting in the lobby waiting for volunteer coordinator, whoever's going to be directing me on what to do today. So we'll just kick back and relax.
Basically, what we're doing is we're asking you to call our lapsed family teams from the walk.
Okay.
So the Walk to Cure Diabetes has a lot of teams that participate each year, and my goal, one of our goals here at the office is to get them to come back each year. Unfortunately, some teams move, some teams for whatever reason skip a year or just don't come back.
They get stingy.
Or, they get some teams just feel like they're burnt out maybe, or that their child has gotten older and the kid doesn't want to participate anymore. I mean, there's any number of reasons why they might not come back. Or they just need to take a year. Some families get really busy, and again, some just move. So what we did was we put together a list of all the teams that haven't come back since 2003 when we started online registration. So we really have the best, most accurate registration numbers and data from that year on. I made some
talking points.
Yeah. So this is kind of, you want to take a look and just see why our national office has identified reasons that walk teams don't return.
Okay.
Encourage them to come back and to register. So here's your talking points for a live conversation or a voicemail. So you probably have a really good basic knowledge, which is really all you need. I mean, it's a pretty basic call.
All my knowledge is basic.
Well, no, but that's really all you need for these calls,
Okay. All right, so it seems pretty easy.
So
hopefully I don't offend anyone.
You won't. You're going to be great.
Happens a lot.
They're going to be happy to have you call, I'm sure.
So should I say, when they answer the phone, hi, and then tell them who I am, and that I'm also with JDRF?
Sure, you can say you're doing this 30 days thing. I mean, you can say today you're with JDRF, whatever you're comfortable saying.
Okay.
And then, I keep thinking of things I didn't tell you.
And then we'll need you to mop.
Yeah.
And clean my apartment.
The only other thing is, if you could just write notes, like what happened, if you left a message, or if you spoke with them, register them, whatever the situation was.
Okay.
In that section.
All right.
Thank you. Good luck.
Let's call Meredith. Was an ice cream shop? No. That's right. There's a Japanese woman speaking Japanese. I just want to talk to one person. Just one.
The number you dialed is not. The number you dialed.
Feel good about this one. Oh, come on. Thank you, love. Okay, so we're done making phone calls. They pulled me off of it. Apparently, I may have offended a few people, but whatever. So now we're gonna stuff envelopes. What are we doing? Tell me, what do we gotta do?
Okay, we are gonna take these envelopes.
And if you say stuff them,
you're gonna take, there's 3 different pieces here, and we're gonna take one of each, and we're going to, and the hardest part is opening up the shrunk wrap.
I feel like the most untough man ever right now.
It has nothing to do with strength at all.
There's a skill to this. I'll get the stuff in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Here we go. Stuffing envelopes. Finding a cure for diabetes. So just to prove that a lot of people are affected by diabetes, both type 1 and type 2, Mike here, he's a very good friend of mine, and he has type 1 diabetes. And I didn't even know that until one day when we went out for a run, and you lost your pump.
Right.
And I mean, it's something that you may not know the person next to you has diabetes, but they might. Now, you were diagnosed when you were 16, juvenile diabetes. What was that transition like? Because when you were 14, you didn't have type 1 diabetes. When you were 16, you have it, your whole life changed.
Right, really weird. When I was diagnosed, I didn't even know what diabetes was. I had to go to the hospital for 3 days, and my life completely changed. You know, having to watch what I eat and take shots every day and learn about a new thing and being young and going through all those transitions when you're 16 in high school. So it changed a lot, but for the better, I think, too, because I became a lot more structured and learned about my body and what's healthy to put in it and not.
No, a lot of people think diabetes, they think type 2, and they think of overweight, unhealthy living, but I mean, I'm not hitting on you.
Oh, I know.
But, well, maybe.
Maybe.
But, I mean, you're fit. I mean, like, you have diabetes, but you're not the typical what you think of.
Right. Type 1 diabetes is juvenile, meaning usually it's people before they're about 35 or 40 years old. They can be hit at any time and have symptoms, and it's basically your pancreas is not working anymore producing insulin at all. It stops. So you need insulin to break down the sugars and the carbohydrates in the food that you eat. It just dies. You need to give yourself insulin. Type 2 is maybe after 40 or 35, 40 years old, where you don't eat well, you don't take care of your body, you still produce insulin, but not as much as you used to, and you need to maybe do more diet and exercise. It's a totally different type of diabetes, but the same idea.
Both with insulin levels and regulating, and sadly we're seeing younger and younger people getting type 2 because of
the way we eat. Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's eating fast food and they're not exercising, so the best thing to do is obviously those things.
So you work with Juvenile Diabetes, JDRF, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, because it's personal to you and you want to help find a cure so that your kids don't have to worry about a pump.
Right, getting diabetes potentially or genetically getting it from me, and to help all the kids that are out there that are dealing with it every day, that maybe can't have an ice cream sundae when they're with their friends at a birthday party, or they can't go run a long distance with their friends because it's going to affect their blood sugar and make them feel sick. It's just a tough disease that needs to be fixed, and I think we can. And thanks to people like you making people aware, we will.
Yeah, so I mean, proof is my buddy Mike, that you might not know that you're helping one of your best friends when you get out there and start volunteering. I'm helping you today. Like I said, I didn't know when we first started hanging out and we became friends that you had type 1 diabetes, and so now it's an honor for me to be able to help. So thank you for educating me.
Yeah, and thank you for this. It's a great thing, and you're just a great guy.
Should we hug?
Yeah.
Let's hug. Turn that. Tom and Natasha, the chairs of the Promise Ball Committee meeting, thank you guys for letting me be a part of the meeting today.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you for coming. So let me ask you, Tom, why JDRF? Why are you involved?
Unfortunately, I've been a type 1 diabetic since I'm 12 years old, and that goes back, unfortunately, 35 years. At that time, my folks got active in JDRF. JDRF has been extremely important in helping me through some challenging years, through dealing with some of the complications that arose due to my diabetes, and I think they are very helpful to millions of people who are faced with the challenges of diabetes.
How close are we to a cure? Are we close? Still miles away?
I don't think we're miles away. I think that for someone who's been working on this for 35 years, it's always a challenge because
you've driven that road to
right.
The floor
we're so close all the time. We're closer than we were 35 years ago, but we're not there. So one thing I actually said in my in my speech last year was that so close to a diabetic is still so far.
I just wanted to interject that type 1 diabetes, when children are diagnosed, they haven't done anything wrong. And I think that is a big differentiator. I'm not saying type 2 people who become type 2 diabetics have done anything wrong. There is a genetic link in there that makes them predisposed to it, as well as lifestyle.
Yeah.
They haven't sorted all that out yet, but so when children are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, I think it's important for them to know they haven't done anything wrong.
Well, all done with day 14 of 30 Deeds, 30 Days. We were at JDRF, learned a lot of good stuff about juvenile diabetes, type 1, type 2. We're going to have all that information on the website, 30deeds30days.com. Chances are you probably know somebody who has diabetes. It's almost an epidemic at this point, so give them a look. Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, day 14, 30 Deeds, 30 Days. All done. I'll see you tomorrow.